What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here. We are back for the fifth and final match of this Modern League. We're versing Pablo Zoo here, and he won the die roll. He's going to be on the play. We've definitely... we've got a contender to keep here. I mean, we've only got one aura. I think we can potentially do better. I think if this was a card draw aura, I'd be more inclined to keep. The Force Negation is nice. I'm going to risk it. Let's risk it and keep. We'll see what we're versing. Force Negation's just so powerful these days. It's like... you kind of have to. Is this Infect? Infect would be a bad matchup for us. I don't know if we can win there. Unfortunately, a lot of the Infect decks instance or pump spells are sorcery speed. You've got Scale Up and Might of Old Crocer, which is sorcery speed there. Boy, oh boy. Think we have to let him know we're on blue, unfortunately, and pitch the Stalkers. Double force is good. It'll help shut down a lot of damage out of our opponent's hand. But yeah, they'll play at sorcery speed, so we can't blow them out combat trick wise, like block and then they pump in response sort of thing. So I guess any of their high value pump spells like Scale Up we want to target here. If he's bringing in the Noble Hierarch, that makes obviously blocking awkward. Looks like my opponent might have missed. Okay. I'm happy leaving up blocks here, making my opponent think about it. Looks like he's playing around counter magic a little bit, and he missed a land drop. So we also missed a land drop though. So yeah, I don't know. He probably operates slightly better on fewer lands, especially with the Hierarch. So realistically, yeah, I just want to stop these big pump spells. He might expect one Force of Negation, but not two. I think we're going to get him. We do have the first strike damage here. And then hopefully we draw land. We can Daybreak Coronet. We can start attacking. And if we expend enough resources out of their hand, put enough of a clock back, then we'll be in a good spot. Okay, so opponent lets his creature die. That is very good for us. I use Blossoming Defense as the pump spell. So not exactly a high value pump spell, but a pump spell nonetheless. Alright, well we draw one of the 3 1-mana auras in our deck that we can't cast, and we also can't cast his Scout. But we will take this opportunity to get him for 2 damage. And mostly I just hope my opponent keeps missing on land drops. Okay, Blooded Agent could be an issue. Are you kidding me, man? Fucking hell. Ooh. Unfortunately, like, these forces are great, but 2 damage a turn is not a good clock. That's not where we want to be. We need more damage than this. Blooded Agent is a big issue as well. So I think we sort of have to counter this. No, we can go through. We take 6 here. Oh, we've already taken 2 in fact. Wait, no, we did need to counter that. My mistake. We'll see if he goes for the win. We can counter the Groundswell. I mean, I guess they can't have Groundswell there, right? He's got something. Fuck. See, I just missed out on 2 points of damage here because I've done this the wrong way around. And now I die to infect. Alright, sure, whatever. If we drew land and had good pressure with Daybreak Coronet, that might have been a different game, but we didn't draw our land, unfortunately. Alright, so Stubborn Denial is good, and some description of creature removal might be good, although Dramoka's Command is not the best type of creature removal now. Looking to trim on, I guess, Invisible Stalker, and... yikes. Maybe a land. Spider Umbra. We need to lose one more card. Guess we'll go down on 2 Stalkers then. So yeah, we needed to hit a second land. We couldn't cast any of the auras in our hand or any of the creatures in our hand, and then he had the unblockable guy, which was Blighted Agent instead of something that we might be able to block. So like literally everything went right from there other than him hitting a second land. We definitely misplayed the second Force negation though. We just gotta... I was thinking maybe he's gonna try and scale up post Might of Old Crowser because it keeps a +4/+4 buff, which is like a niche combat trick that the infect players sort of know. But yeah, I was expecting a scale up and to get a juicier counterspell, but then I didn't realize that I were already taken 2 infect from the Glistener Elf earlier on, so my bad. Yep. On to the next one though. Alright, well here we are for the second game, and we have no creatures, so we have to mulligan. This hand's looking a lot better though, so we can keep this one. I think we fetch on Temple Garden, and then we can play the Scout, pitch the Bogle to a Force. So, and then I just guess we bottom the Hyena Umbra here, which kind of blows for us, but what can you do? So yeah, if you play a few leagues, or like a dozen games or so with the deck, you'll see situations where you lead on the Bogle, other situations where you lead on the Scout. This is one where you lead on the Bogle. Oh, sorry, on the Scout. Opponent plays the Elf. We miss on land. I'm just going to attack in here for 1. Alright, I'll play the Bogle post-combat, and then I'll use Staggering Insight on a Force negation if need be. If not, I'll just jump block and trade creatures. I'm fine with that. It's sort of gains you a couple of % points if you use your creatures here as anti-pump spells. Because obviously if he sorcery speed pumps, of course he has the fucking one of these 2 Pendlehavens to just make this terrible. That's so frustrating, man. I kind of don't want to lose my creature to that. If he wants to do instant speed pumps with like a groundswell, we can of course force a negation it. Man, this sucks. We're being like screwed on lands 2 games in a row here against Infect, which is really unforgiving as far as decks are concerned. Opponent considering pumping, considering not pumping. He's not sure. Sure, whatever. Deal 3 damage. I don't care. Done. Here it sort of looks like he's leaving up Spell Pierce. I think we sort of bait it with the Staggering Insight here. I'm going to go in on the Poster Boy Bogle. Just because, you know, why not kill him with the good guy, right? So, yep, there's the Spell Pierce. So the situation where I block with the scout is when my opponent plays a scale up, right? So we're going to try and force him to be in a position where he plays the scale up. Otherwise, we can make this awkward for our opponent by trying to interact with him next turn when he might try to activate the Mutavault as well. So I'm just not going to block here. If I need a forced negation, it's going to really suck losing Staggering Insight, but I have to do it. Alright, well, let's force a negation this. That's fine. He's used the Pendelhaven mana again. Has he got another Spell Pierce? No. Is he playing a second main Blighted Agent then? He just had triple Infect Creature. He's using the Blossoming Defense to pump that time. Alright, we're on 6 Infect. We fucking draw the Force of Negation. Fun. Alright, we'll keep attacking with our Bogle. Scout's on defense with Ethereal Armor now. We're like super dead at this point. Opponent needs to play like exceptionally badly, or just have literally nothing, and then we somehow draw nuts enough to beat Inkmoth Nexus with Pendelhaven over 2 turns. Yes, we can draw our Spider Umbra or our Arcane Flights. So we took out Spider Umbra because we're absolute dopes. But I guess we can draw 2 Arcane Flights. 1 of 2 Arcane Flights. Oh, I don't feel bad losing to Infect. It's not a deck that you verse very often. And it's just a really good deck. Alright, opponent can't Pendelhaven here, so we're going to see if he's got the last pump spell. He probably does. No. Right. So he got a 3rd creature here he's playing? Fuck me, man. Great. And now we're just dead to Distortion Strike coming in off Rebound. Is it on Rebound? It probably prompts him. It is a trigger your opponent has to remember and announce, by the way, so it doesn't just automatically happen. So yeah, it just prompts him. That's super unfortunate. I feel like something like that shouldn't be prompted. Like the Summoner's Pack triggers shouldn't be prompted. Like, should be like in real life where if you forget it, you forget it. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna like try something, but like it's super shit. He can just Inkmoth in the air and kill me, so you know. He sees the line. He sees the line. There we go. Cool. Alright, out of our miseries, so maybe we could have like exchanged the scout slightly earlier blocking wise. My opponent didn't have the most high value pump spells. Like that was 2 Blossoming Defense, a Might of Old Crowser, and a Distortion Strike. Like they had 1 good pump spell. We countered the good pump spell and the other ones were just sort of shit. I think maybe if we let that Blossoming or that Might of Old Crowser resolve, maybe we drew an extra card with Staggering Insight that would have got us there, but we're just drawing the Breeding Pool 1 turn earlier and then we're drawing Plains the turn after that. So unfortunately, our hand was just garbage, is all it came down to. But yeah, we got the 3-2 there. Nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, yeah, the Dromoka's command, not very good here. Obviously, Path to Exile would be better here, but also Path to Exile would be better against Mono Red Prowess. But I feel like you're not going to verse Infect very often, and also when you verse something like Mono Red Prowess, you're probably favored to win anyway. And outside of that, like there's not really that many scenarios, I feel, where Path is actually that good. Surgical Extraction needs to still be here for these Uro decks, but I think we beat an Uro deck without even casting it this league. Something to keep in mind. And obviously, we did verse one of the Tibalt's Trickeries decks, and our counter magic Informal Force of Negation and Stubborn Denial was very good. I could see going up on Stubborn Denial. Maybe I can remove these Torpor Orbs for an extra Stubborn Denial and then maybe like an extra Path to Exile. I think that's like reasonable here. Why is... I think I've got show. Alright, there we go. There's our path. Alright, other than that, what do I think of these Rancors and Arcane Flights? I almost just think I want the extra Arcane Flights. Next league I run, I'm going to go 3 Arcane Flights and 1 Rancor. And I guess, you know, it's a little bit of a niche thing where I can get through and win with it, but that's not that often. Not going to happen super often. I think I might want like 1 more City of Brass and remove one of these Windswept Heaths as well. I still like the rest of my sideboard really. There's an argument to just cut Leyline, but I don't want to cut it yet. That's why I've trimmed it to 3. I think when you're running Lurrus, you getting Thought Seized is a lot more forgiving, so maybe replacing, if you're running Leylines and not Lurrus, maybe you can replace the 4th Leyline with the Lurrus, and then, you know, if you're versing those Thought Seized decks, you've also got Force of Negation to protect your hand turn 1, so you can resolve your turn 1 creature. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the league, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the match. As always, let me know what you think down below. Always love hearing from you guys, and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.